You should be bloopers to this. Hey guys, how's it going? And thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money, because you know schools aren't. Don't forget to subscribe, and this is going to be an interesting one, guys. I have a special guest, my brother. We're going to be doing an interview / Q&A session, so I'm going to give him the mic to introduce himself.
Hi guys, my name is Daniel, and I'm what?
You don't have to be that close to the mic.
How are they supposed to hear me?
But they're right there. So, how we have this set up, I wrote down a few interview questions that he doesn't know just to keep it semi-formal. What's going to happen? I have no idea, but we do have interview beverages, not sponsored by McDonald's cup, Batman glass, not sold anywhere in the world, including Toys R Us. And for my brother, we have regular milk in a fancy glass, making it fancy milk, 2%. Alright, so first interview question, and if you have any questions, feel free. But our first interview question, and by the way, they're going to be either investing related, money related, or just in life general questions. So first question is, what is Dow Jones?
Who is Dow Jones? Does anybody really know who Dow Jones is? Well, if I'm going off based of what my high school teacher taught me, shouts out to Professor Thompson, is Dow Jones is a man that works on Wall Street. So, us everyday citizens, we invest in him because he clearly knows what he's doing. So, we invest in him, he invests in the market, he gets a cut, we get a cut, and hey, blue skidoo we can do, right?
Okay, no. Dow Jones is 30 of the largest companies in America, so it's not a person.
That's a lie!
Quickly moving on to question 2 is, what is your idea of success?
Well, I wouldn't generalize success into one quote per se, but I would definitely not gravitate money around success. Because if you gravitate money around success, that means that's all you're ever going to be. Because you're going to continuously chase money. And over time, that's who you're going to become. So, me personally, I relate success to happiness. So, if you find success or happiness in slapping babies, then slap those babies. Because if you're happy, that means you're successful. There you go.
Minus the baby part, but I strangely agree with that money and success isn't necessarily equal, but happiness should definitely be top priority. So I'll give you a check on that one. Interview question number 3 is, what stock would you choose?
That's an easy one. Apple's killing it. We can all agree to this. Apple, Disney, get some Dow Jones, little NASDAQ in there. They're killing it.
I kind of agree with that. Apple is killing it. Disney's cool too, I guess. But Dow Jones and NASDAQ, that's not really a stock. I mean, you could invest in them, but it's not individual stock. Relating to the NASDAQ, it's just a bunch of tech stocks, so tech stocks are doing really good. But moving on to the next interview question, number 4, if you could start over, what would you do differently?
If I could start over and do it all over again, I honestly wouldn't know what to do, because me being smart, come on, go back to school. I only have an associate's degree, and that's only so much. I mean, you could get a bachelor's, a master's, and a doctorate, and you could be a doctor. But in all seriousness, I am thankful enough to enjoy what I do. I have an associate's degree in criminal justice, and I've gotten a job within the lines of criminal justice, law enforcement, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, I enjoy what I do, and if I were to start all over again, I wouldn't know what I wanted to do. Before this, I wanted to become a male nurse. I can't even stand the sight of blood. I mean, at that point, it would just be chasing money, and that would be referring back to question 2. So, me personally, I am more than grateful of loving what I do. So, starting over, I couldn't imagine my life any different.
That was quite touching. Some moments, others not. But I think it's actually really important that you actually like what you're doing and not just chasing money, which a lot of people actually do. Moving right along to the 5th question that we have going on, giving some examples or what are some rich guy habits and poor guy habits.
Easy. Poor guy habits. Bathroom faucet drinking. Mowing your own lawn. Slurping ramen noodles. Rich guy stuff? None of those things. Rich guy stuff? Buying boat shoes. Buying a boat. And hiring another guy to drive your boat because you're rich.
Question number 6. What would you do if you won the lottery?
Well, after buying the boat shoes, the boat, and the guy to drive my boat, because I would be rich. But in all seriousness, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't know if I were to quit my job because, like I said, I like doing what I do. But, again, I wouldn't know how I would react in that particular situation, like under duress, be like in the moment. But if I were, regardless, if I were to win the lottery, I would travel the world. Going back to the previous question of defining the idea of happiness or success, my point of happiness is doing everything you ever wanted to do. Because in my mind, if you were to live to 110, being on your deathbed, having done nothing in your life, having all these regrets of I should have done this, I shouldn't have done that, or I came up with a scenario, would you rather do that or live to your 30, 35? And while in those years of living to that short, young age, you have done everything you would want to have done, because regardless of money, I would want to travel the world, see everything, go everywhere, see monuments, you name it. So if I won the lottery, I would have pretty much do the exact same thing I would have done if I didn't win the lottery.
That was actually a good one. Fun fact for you, majority of people that win the lottery actually go bankrupt, so that's kind of messed up. So, where are you going?
I'm going to get another prop. It's getting too normal in here.
So ironically, money isn't actually going to solve most situations, so that's why the lottery usually destroys people's lives. But moving on to the next question, if you could go back and tell or ask a high school teacher, what would you tell or ask them?
I would go back to Professor Thompson and tell him that you lied to me, and ask him, why'd you lie to me? Because I've been recently informed that Dow Jones isn't a person at all. Going back to school and approaching my teachers now, knowing the things I do now, I don't think I would have anything to say to them. During the time, I didn't have much to say. I had a whole lot of nothing to say. But if I were to go back, like say in time, if I were to like stay what I know now and go back into high school and sit down in those prison-made chairs, I would probably drop out of school, because knowing what I do now, it was a big waste of time, especially high school. Going to college, I did get my associates, so that was worth it, I guess. Maybe not the student loans, but I'm not saying don't go to school. Do go to school, but don't. But going back to seeing my teachers, I don't think they would be happy to see me, because I told one of them to, I don't think she works there anymore.
Trying to keep it fairly family oriented, but I agree with that. That's one of the main reasons why I started this channel, because they didn't teach us a lot in school about just life in general. And like that school job and that's going to create success isn't the right path. Moving on to question number 8.
Sorry.
Moving on to question number 8, to explore a little bit more of your mind if we want to. But if you could, what would you create a YouTube channel of?
If I were to create a YouTube channel, it would be exploiting all the idiots of the world. Obviously, there is already a lot of channels supporting this idea. As far as I know, none of you are these select few, as far as I know. But obviously the channel wouldn't be very big, because I would be speaking so much truth and so much finesse and so many other big words that no one would understand, that people would just click away at something else because it was just too much for them to handle. But in all seriousness, I wouldn't create a YouTube channel. I tried. How to build a YouTube channel? Watching YouTube videos created by people that have channels instructing you of how to create a channel was just simply too much for me. I tried, really I did. I wanted to do something like, I don't know, a cooking channel. How to become a male nurse, a doctor, to finally get those boat shoes.
So starting a YouTube channel isn't for everyone, but it is definitely for the select few. It could be difficult, especially putting yourself out there. Moving right along to the next question. Number 9, would you start your own business, and what would it be?
I would create an electric dog human collar. So when someone's stupid, or you say an unintelligent thing, you would get zapped like 10,000 volts. So I could finally go to sleep at night knowing that it hurts to be stupid. This isn't my milk.
I know.
I don't know who would buy this or how much it would cost, but I can assure you it will not be cheap. But the outcome and the satisfaction rate, oh my God, 5 stars on Amazon Prime overnight.
Well, if that stock goes public, I would probably buy it, because that's in high demand by you people, not you people, but you people out there. Moving on to the 10th question. I don't know how I made it this far with this one. 10th question is, where would you be in 5 years?
Probably dead, because I would have done everything I would have wanted to have done. Going back to, I don't know what question we're on now. Going back to the question of living to 110 or 30, having done everything versus done nothing, I would want to do everything. Travel, see places, drive a go-kart with a paintball gun, you know, just basic stuff. But I'd rather have done all those things, dying happy, than live to 138 having done none of these things. Stop sipping my milk. It's the fancy glass, I know. But another side of me says that I would like to get married, have 2 kids, hold down a dead-end job, barely trying to make ends meet, paying student loans up the gazoo, probably filing for a divorce, because being a parent, in my mind anyway, is considered child abuse.
Alright, not the most popular answer, I suppose. A lot of people like living, but okay. But moving on to the next question, number 11, is, what are some things in your life that give meaning to you?
Cars and strippers. No, but me personally, what gives my life meaning is music. I feel that, me personally, music to me is a language that we can all understand, And it's a language that maybe some people choose not to be a part of, saying like if you were to compare something like mumble rap, that's a good one, and say heavy metal. Comparing these two, what I would say languages, is trying to talk to a wall or trying to explain the internet to a Spanish guy over the phone. But me personally, it would be music, because music is something that it was always there for me, not to get like on a deeper level, but it was always there for me in the sense that it was always something I could fall back on, that I could just listen to it and that it wouldn't judge me. Everyone has their own, for me, everyone has their own music. But beyond that, I would say it's the only true reason why I wake up every morning.
Well, I actually agree with the music part, that it does connect to a lot of different people and a lot of different genres out there, because it just uses the right words and the right just things, and we connect to it in different ways. So I think music's a really important thing for a lot of us. But due to the lack of Batman juice that I currently have, we're all out of questions. So I'll leave the floor open to my brother if he has any closing remarks.
Just subscribe to him, because he has helped me so much. He was like the music that has never been written, and now it's finally coming to fruition. It is the final Tool album that has been released in over a decade, but regardless, thank you so much for having me, you smart, delicious people. Hopefully I could come again if he allows me, but I don't know, follow him on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Hello Kitty, Real Life Money, and he will change your life like he's changed mine.